Hi, my name's Adam Chamberlain from Elite Pro Golf, and today we're going to talk about how you can recover from the deep rough. Now, I've got my balls lying here, as you're going to see in the video that's about to pop up now. The lie of this ball is not very good. We've got some long rough. It's sitting right down at the bottom. I've got a lot of grass behind the ball in which the club's got to travel through. Now, this shot is a difficult shot, and this is literally damage limitation. Sometimes if you have a really good lie, you may feel like you still get the ball close to the green, but in this instance I think we may struggle. Now, this is an 8-iron distance shot that I have in front of me here, but with this lie, as you can see, I'm really going to struggle to use my 8-iron. So I'm going to have to probably use something with more loft, but let's first understand why. So I'm going to go for my sand wedge here in this situation and just literally try and get the ball out of the rough and back into play. Now, when you've got all of this rough behind the ball, it's very difficult to get the club in on a normal angle without hitting all of this grass behind it. And the downside is, if you do hit the grass, which you're most probably going to do, it's going to try and wrap around the club and really snag it. And that's why people struggle out of this kind of lie. So what we need to understand is we need the club traveling really steep down into the rough and behind the back of the ball, so that we're trying to avoid all of the grass. If we come in on a normal swing, as you see here, I'm going to come in and hit all of this grass behind the ball, and that's going to snag the club even more than normal. So what I would recommend for this shot is we're definitely going to move the ball slightly back in our stance, which is going to help encourage a slightly steeper angle of a descent into the back of the ball. And the other thing I'm going to ask you to do is actually slightly open the club face and grip the club slightly tighter. Now, this is the one instance where I really do like you to grip the club quite tight, because what's going to happen is as the club comes in, this grass is going to try and snag the club and turn it over. And the downside is when it does that is the ball doesn't come out, it comes really low, and if you sometimes it even stays in. So we're trying to avoid the grass grabbing the club shaft and the club and snagging it up. So we're going to grip the club a little tighter, we're going to move the ball slightly back in our stance, and from here we're going to pick the club up and come very much steeply down into the back of the ball, so we can get the ball out of this horrible rough and back into play. And it should look something like this. So steeply up and down, firm grip, and the ball flew out quite nice. Now, even though I did those changes, the ball still actually flew slightly left. So this grass still snagged my club on the way through. Even though I had the face slightly open and I was gripping the club tighter, this ball still went left. So if you hadn't have made these adjustments, we may not have even got the ball out. So if you find yourself in this situation on the golf course, let's think, get the ball back into play, damage limitation, work on these tips, and you'll be amazed how much easier it is to play out of this long grass.